Two. Welcome. God, we are idiots. Specifically me.
We.
More specifically,
so
more specifically,
Brooks tries to
me.
leave and join back on his laptop and ends the whole fucking stream. So everyone who's watching us is gone. Nobody's here. Brian's gone. He's on planet Jupiter or Mars. We're not sure where he's at this point. He's somewhere in the solar system.
This is really confusing for a guy who's on an edible right now.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, Brian, I've sent you multiple emails. One of them is dead. One of them is not. Oh man, this man in technology. What a just complete disaster.
We got one person watching right now.
What a just complete disaster. Hopefully you guys are able to pick back up here. It looks like we've got the Brian Rogers back. He is back from space. Here he is. What a disaster.
Sorry.
We've lost all of our viewers, and BJ Ryan is to blame.
Yeah, it's BJ Ryan's fault for sure. I completely fucked this whole thing up.
Anyway, we already talked Orioles baseball in part 1. We're going to get into part 2 of the podcast, which is all the other stuff. Let's go.
We just took a halftime.
Well, we took a little halftime.
Yeah, regroup.
All right.
20 seconds.
So we were talking in part 1 about how frustrating it is to play through injuries and how careful you should be. And we had a prime example on Sunday night of this. Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles after straining his calf in game 4 or 5 of the series, I believe. Really just a bad look for just bad vibes overall. It just sucked. And we saw this with Kevin Durant. Very similar thing happened with Kevin Durant in the Warriors final against the Cavs maybe 6-7 years ago. Had a strained calf, ended up tearing his Achilles. This is the third very important player on a postseason team this postseason that has torn his Achilles. Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum, and now Tyrese Halliburton. Really unfortunate that all these guys are going to be out. It looks like for basically all of next year too. This is a double whammy for Indiana fans who think you have a title run window now. You get to a game 7 against the team that's the best team in the NBA. You have a chance to win the title, and not only you have no chance of winning the title basically after 5 minutes of the game, now your whole next year is ruined too. I just feel so bad for Pacers fans. What did you guys think when you saw it? Did you watch the game? It was gross. You could see it immediately on TV too, because we've seen it so many times. You know the injury. What did you guys think?
It was. I mean, I almost want to say shame on the Pacers for even allowing him to play. I understand it's game 7. I understand. Maybe play him in a limited role, but look, he's a dog. He's going to want to play, so it's going to be hard to tell somebody to sit in that situation, that circumstance. But it just really stinks for Pacers fans. It's one of those things where I really thought at the end of game 5 where they were getting boat raced. They were down by like 15 or something. And he kept touching his calf. Maybe they should have taken him out, but that's revisionist history. But it just stinks all around.
I mean, he had 9 points in the first 4 minutes of the game.
I know.
Brooks, did you watch it?
I did actually. I think it was awesome that he just forced his way out there to play. I mean, the guy, he obviously they wouldn't be there without him. I think it was awesome. It sounded like I think it was awesome. The fact that everybody kind of knew that this was probably going to happen. Like the risk was there, and nobody was really surprised that it did happen. And they gave him final say, like, "Hey, do you want to play?" And he basically said, "Fuck yeah, let's do it. Whatever happens, happens. Hopefully, we get through it. We probably won't. We might not." But yeah, I mean, I liked it. Next year's fucked, obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, that was a special team, a special run. It seemed like I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but everything that I've watched over the last couple of months, it seems like that was just like a special run that they were on. If I were him, I would be like, yeah, let's see this out to the end. If I get hurt, I get hurt.
Look, it's game 7 of the finals. Next year is not guaranteed. You got to go for it. And it sucks, the result. It definitely sucks. It basically takes them out of competition for next year, at least in my opinion. I don't know, though, because now the East is
Maybe.
wide open. Like we said, Tatum's out, so the Celtics are pretty much out. They just traded Drew Holiday, so they're offloading some assets. Cleveland, I don't know what's going on with Cleveland. They had a great regular season and just seem to always choke in the playoffs. Indiana, it seems like they're out because their best player is hurt. Milwaukee seems like they're out because their only good player is Giannis, and he wants to get traded most likely. I don't really know what's going to go on in the East. I think Orlando has a pretty good chance to win the East now.
Orlando and the Knicks. Watch out.
And the Knicks, obviously, they just got as close as they possibly could have to the NBA Finals, losing in Game 7 to the Peace. So I don't know. Yes, sir.
Look,
yes, sirs.
Anybody, we got to be fair to Halliburton. I mean, we all, like us personally, if we were in that position, we'd be like, I'm fucking playing.
It's Game 7. We're all tying. We're lacing them up. We're playing.
I know we always say this line, but this legit was it's the last game of the season. Got to give it everything you got.
Give it the air, Brett. Can't hold anything back now.
Yes, we know.
He did say, playing through calf strain, he said, I'd do it again. After that, to fight for this city and my brothers, end quote. So love that he's got a good mentality. It seems like coming out of it. Super unfortunate the way the season ended, and obviously we were looking forward to an awesome Game 7, and I think it would have been an awesome Game 7 had he stayed healthy because of the way the game played out. Even without him, the Pacers put up a great fight. They had the lead at halftime, 48-47, I believe. They end up losing the game by like 12, but they hung in there with the best team in the league. And we haven't given credit yet to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Good for them. I saw that SGA became the first player since Shaquille O'Neal to win the scoring title, MVP, and Finals MVP in the same season, and that happened in 2000 or 2001. Shaquille O'Neal did that, so just a historic season for SGA. Really awesome. He won basically every award you could possibly win: first team All NBA, All Star, everything except for Defensive Player of the Year. He won all of the awards. So good for him, good for the team, and it looks like their window is not closing anytime soon. All of those dudes are super young.
No, I'll say this about SGA. I listened to a bunch of his press conferences, not just after Game 7, but before that. He's a thoughtful dude. He's a thoughtful 25-year-old. Like when he gets asked a question, you can see he actually gives it some thought and doesn't give one of those robotic answers. It's like Derek Jeter mastered that. Derek Jeter could talk for an hour and you learned nothing.
Yeah. Talk for an hour and don't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Randy, I totally agree with you. If you guys saw the video of the locker room after the game, you normally see everyone just champagne everywhere and craziness. Mm-hmm. They were really hardly even drinking. They were just sitting there chilling. I saw one of the dudes. It was like he had never drank a beer before, and they gave him a Mick Ultra, and they were all chugging them. And he was just like, he took one sip of it, and he was just like, "Where's the tequila?" Can't drink this shit. But yeah, I mean, I think it was just business as usual for them. They won a couple of Game 7s in this postseason. They beat Jokic and the Nuggets in a tough Game 7, and they win the NBA title in Game 7. But a lot of wear and tear on them, but obviously super young team. Do we think that the Achilles thing is part of a larger trend? I feel like the Achilles thing used to be a lot of older guys would get that, and now it seems like a lot of younger guys are getting it. And it seems to be happening a lot more often now, or maybe it's just happening to the stars and not, lower tier guys in the league. What do we make of that? Is it just too much basketball, or is it AAU? Is it a combination of everything, or is it just these guys are big, strong athletes and they're too explosive for stuff like this not to happen?
It's a combo of everything. I mean, and also you got to remember the wear and tear on these guys' bodies doesn't just start. Their odometer doesn't start when they get to the NBA. Either they played college ball for a season or multiple. So you have the wear and tear there. They're playing AAU ball in the summer. They're playing basketball year round. It's wear and tear on the body. And sooner or later, something's going to go. Especially now, I know modern medicine is better, but these guys you're training the same muscles over and over and over again. And everyone's getting bigger, faster, and stronger. Sooner or later, something's going to pop.
Yeah.
I don't know. Shit happens. Achilles injuries are, I don't know. They're just kind of everything that I've been told about Achilles injuries, that it's kind of like, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. It's not something that you're too terribly going to affect a ton, unless obviously in this case he's playing with a seemed like a strained calf or something going on with, I don't know if they actually diagnosed it or not, but obviously had something going on with his calf. So everybody kind of knew that this was, from what the news said, that this was one of the things that could happen if he went out there and played with whatever injury he had. But it sounds like it's hard to prevent these unless Achilles are just kind of freak injuries, aren't they? I mean, from
Yeah.
everything that I've seen, I could be wrong
Yeah,
there. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
it seems like that in most cases, but it does seem like there is some sort of link between this strained calf and the Achilles at this point. We've
Mhm.
seen it up multiple times now with this injury, with Kevin Durant going down, with Damian Lillard going down same way, Halliburton going down. The Tatum thing, there wasn't an injury going into that. That seemed like it was more of a freak thing, but I don't know. It just feels like to me, and I've heard a couple people talking about it. It just kind of feels like we're seeing a lot more Achilles than we used to. And
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if there's some sort of answer, and maybe I'm sure there's people looking into it,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, I mean, and look, it's brutal. But like I said, the East is going to be a complete disaster next year. I don't really know what's going to happen.
It-
And the
look,
West got shaken up a little bit with the Kevin Durant trade too. So,
well, I mean, going back to the Achilles. I mean, look, it's so freak. I mean, look, Aaron Rodgers didn't have a strained calf before he
yeah,
popped it. I know it's a different sport, but still, I mean, it's the same body part.
yeah.
So it's a freak thing. It just sucks. It seems like the Achilles injury is the new Tommy John. It's like basketball's version of Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, the East is wide the hell open,
Yeah.
and the Kevin Durant trade. I don't know what the hell Phoenix is really doing. They're a
Totally
mess.
agree with you.
I know Kevin Durant wanted out of there, so I'm not. But Phoenix in general as a whole is a mess.
Complete disaster since Matt Ishbia bought the team and traded for Kevin Durant and traded for Bradley Beal. It's just been a disaster there. They were in the finals like 3 years ago, and they missed the playoffs last year with Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal. I don't get it. I don't know how the team was bad last year. I don't understand what they're thinking trading Kevin Durant for Jalen Green and a bag of peanuts. I don't really know. I don't like it at all. But anyway, we're not a basketball pod. We'll move on. But good, congratulations to the OKC Thunder.
Yeah.
And the draft is later this week too, so we'll find out where Cooper Flag is going to go. We know he's going to Dallas though.
And you know what a shame. I guess this is my that's a shame.
Oh, is that a latte?
That's a latte. We wouldn't do that's a shame now.
Are the Rockies blue, or is the temperature room house temperature?
This came straight from the fridge, so God, I hope so. If I
buried
lose a
my head in
fridge
the
and air
fridge.
conditioning in one fell swoop, I'm burning the whole house down.
All right. Brian wants to get into that's a shame, so let's do it now. Brian, what's the shame?
It was still booing when I came back on screen.
We are so
Technology
dumb.
is good today. It's good.
It's booing us because we are that dumb.
Yeah.
No, I should say me. This is really
didn't wanna
all
talk.
my fault at this point. Hand up accountability.
Well, I mean, I
Yeah,
guess I know what Brooks's that's a shame is going to be, but my that's a shame is two-parted. One, the Halliburton injury, and that those finals are going to be remembered for that injury, not for Oklahoma City winning the championship, and that is a shame.
Yeah.
My other that's a shame is the NBA allowing this information of the Kevin Durant trade and the sale of the Lakers during the finals. This is your Super Bowl. You want people to talk about the finals.
So did this come out before the finals game?
Yes.
The final game, then the game 7, I should say.
Yeah, it came out that day, like that morning.
Why couldn't this wait till right after the game or the day after the game? I mean, the NBA is all about what's next. It's never about what's now.
Yeah.
And that's the best way I can put it. It's like David Stern would have had a fucking conniption if.
And you love yourself some David Stern.
I just like how authoritative he was.
You liked
and
how stern he was.
Yeah.
Ruled with an iron fist.
I will say this. I heard this on I can't remember whose podcast the other day. I think it was Zach Lowe. But there have been now 9 champions in the 12 years that Adam Silver has been running the league. 9 different teams have won the NBA championship. In the 32 years that David Stern ran the league, there were only 8 different champions in those 32 years. So a lot of parity in the league, which is awesome. But stuff like that, like Brian said, that shit coming out on the day of if that happened, and if Patrick Mahomes got traded,
damn,
like they would not. Oh my god, they would not release that information. The NFL would just be like, "Fuck that! It's Super Bowl Sunday. You can tell us on Monday." Like, and then everyone goes into a frenzy, and then people have stuff to talk about over the summer. I don't know. I totally agree with you, Brian.
It just takes away from the Oklahoma City Thunder. It takes away from
Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
Look at that pun.
I'm smarter than I think I eat these chocolates more.
Oh man.
It's really unleashing something in your brain at the moment.
I don't know what's going on. I'm floating.
My that's a shame goes into the next topic. Do you have one, or do you want me to go and just go straight to the next topic?
Me?
Yeah. Do you want to go, or do you want me to go? Because mine's just gonna lead into the next conversation.
Well, same. So I think we have the same one. Well, actually, no. There's 2 different ones. Which one are you gonna say?
It rhymes with Flommy Tweetwood.
Okay, mine rhymes with Wallage World Series.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's do yours first, and we'll talk mine. We can talk about both of them.
All right, thoughts on it.
I can't.
This is a weird podcast today, guys. This is a weird
Wallage World Series.
Yeah. Yeah. In what world do we think it's all right to throw out a first base coach and a head coach in the first inning of the College World Series elimination game
for arguing balls and strikes?
And that's ridiculous.
I mean,
so fucking stupid.
I get it. You should. I mean, where's the warning at? You can't sit there. Fair. That's fair. I mean, like, there's no. Where the fuck's the warning? I understand, like, he warned him when he came out of the dugout, and then basically said, "Don't come any closer. Don't come out here." And then he comes out there and says 3. But I mean, sack the fuck up and stop being a pussy. Like, this home plate umpire was. If I was on that team, I would be losing my shit if that happened. In an elimination game, Chad Billingsley. I love that.
And then the umpire fell down.
When the umpire fell down, that was cool.
So, and apparently, like, when that happened, like, the umpire obviously came running in to try to separate it. And then I also love the Coastal coach for going, "Why should I be blamed for another man's athleticism?"
Did you really say that? That's awesome.
Yeah, he said that in the post game.
He said that in the post game because as soon as that happened, they basically said to him, "That's going to be a 2-game suspension for bumping an umpire." He goes, "I didn't fucking touch him." Like, what?
He's actually turning away.
Why am I getting blamed for his athleticism? And second, it was the only person that touched him was the home plate umpire who was trying to put his arm out to keep him try to move him away a little bit. And then he falls over his own feet.
Yeah. The Coastal coach you can actually see is turning to yell at another umpire, and then that guy falls to his right. Like, wow, this is great.
It was so stupid, and it's such a shitty way to end the season. And Coastal, obviously, on that magical run, won however many games in a row, 25 plus games in a row, getting to that College World Series final, losing, a tough game in the first game, and then getting to their second, game 2 of the College World Series, and immediately your head coach and your first base coach are just gone. It sucks. It's a shitty way to end the year, and kudos to LSU. They were a great team, but I mean,
do I think it swayed how I think this would have turned out? No. I think LSU was going to win this series? I was obviously rooting for Coastal. I just think that's bullshit for those kids. you lose your two leaders. The head coach multiple times throughout this College World Series and probably before, I'm sure, that I didn't see, has said the most important coach on the team was the first base coach.
It's interesting.
I know he said it multiple times. Apparently, he's very heavily involved and super smart when it comes to stealing bases and picking up some stuff. So I mean, that's just complete. And to sit there and say, like, you sat there and warned the first base coach, and then the head coach comes out of the dugout to try to get an answer. Like tell me what happened, why are you, like, where are we at? And tells him not to come any further, and then he comes out a little bit further, and he basically said, well, he's arguing balls and strikes, and the head coach goes, well, you fucking missed 3. So
man.
That is a shame. That was definitely a shame.
Yeah, that sucked. And yeah, once again, kudos to LSU, but that was just a shitty way to end that season for those guys. I mean, unfortunate end of the season for our boy Joe Racky with the Arkansas stuff, but we talked about that
this
already. We
sucks
don't
too.
need to. Yeah, we don't need to get any more into that. We've talked about that already.
And staying with the College World Series here, since we didn't talk about this yet since our last. Well, it didn't happen since our last podcast. But Cade Anderson, that dude's a stud, man. Is he
Gage?
gonna get?
Oh,
Cade.
wait. Cade. Okay.
No, the
LSU
other guy.
number one.
No, Gage.
Gage is the guy who
Wood.
threw the 19 strikeout game. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, who's gonna go number 1 between the two of them? I mean, they got to be 1 and 2 for pitchers, right?
Ethan Holiday.
I mean, for pitchers.
Yeah.
For pitchers, I mean. And then to add on to that, I mean, Coastal's number 1 starter. I mean, was throwing 97, 98 miles an hour with a pretty nasty little breaking ball right there too.
Fluky.
So.
I think it was Fluky.
Yeah. Yep.
Fluky.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not a good name. That's not a name I want to draft. Fluky.
I would draft 98 with tail. 98 was tailspin. Yeah.
DJ Fluker. Remember on that?
DJ Fluker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway,
Cade is good. I mean, I think he's going like throwing 96, 95 from the left side. He's got some nice movement.
A changeup's nasty too. The changeup is nasty.
Is Gage Wood up for? Is he draft eligible?
Yeah.
You know what? I think so, because I feel like I heard them talking about this. Will be a Joe question. He would know.
Yeah,
I feel like they were saying during that game, like somebody said, like, who are you taking here? Are you taking Cade Anderson or are you taking Gage Wood?
Yeah.
You want a righty or a lefty? Man, there you go.
Yeah. Either way, College World Series, really, really weird ending. It feels like it happens every now and then in the College World Series where there's stupid fluky endings. Fluky.
See what you did there.
That was man. We are on a roll today, guys.
Yeah, we're in right field, not out of it. Anyway, my that's a shame goes
we're in
to
the parking lot.
My that's a shame goes to Thomas Fleetwood. Oh man. It's so hard to watch, man. It's so hard to watch. And you know what's the worst part is that I had gambles on him. What happened?
Make that now 42 top 10s.
42 top 10s, 28 top 5s, 6 third place finishes, 5 runners up. Big fat bagel in the win category. Just sucks, man. He's won 7 times in the DP World Tour, the Euro Tour. He's obviously very capable of winning. He was winning this tournament 71 holes in. Hit his drive straight down the fucking middle, and I was like, he's on it. He's got it. And he has 9 iron in hand in the middle of the fairway, and he's literally up to his ball, addressing his ball, about to hit it, and his caddy's like, nah, dude, I think we need to hit pitch and wedge. He hits pitch and wedge, comes up fucking 15 yards short, and then putts it from off the fringe.
Do you think he turned it? Do you think he turned to him and said, well, you're fired?
Yeah. I'm fired, huh? Well, you're fired. Yeah, and then, obviously, it sucks, but 3-putt there is still very much 2-putt there is still very much in the possibility. Just got to lag one up there close, and of course he lags it up there 7 feet away from the hole, directly behind Keegan Bradley's ball, who, by the way, saw Tommy Fleetwood sit there and not hit a good shot, and Keegan just threw a fucking dart
Dart.
right next to the flag, and
Dude,
the whole crowd was behind him chanting USA.
Well, where was that at? Was that in
It
Boston
was
again?
it was in Connecticut, so
in Connecticut.
he's a New
Yeah.
England guy.
Yeah.
He's very well liked in the Northeast,
And he's won at that course before, right?
correct. He won 2 years ago, I believe. And he calls it the fifth major. I mean, a lot of
No.
it's not. If there's a fifth major, there's not. If there is, it's the players.
He's playing to New England.
Yeah, but I mean, it was an awesome preview of a Ryder Cup potential Ryder Cup matchup, right? Keegan's Captain Keegan. I think with the win, he's got himself in position to pick himself on this team. And like he said, he wouldn't do it, but he said in this post game, he said previously
he wants to earn it.
But he said in his post game, his post win presser that he's definitely interested in playing, and he thinks this win changes things. And if the guys on the team are comfortable with it, he's gonna want to play. And I mean, I want fucking Keegan on the Ryder Cup team. That dude's a dog.
Well, here's the thing.
He's number 7 in the world rankings.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you need what? So top 4,
So top 6 in points are automatic. He is now he's like number 7 or 8.
He's number 9. I read it earlier today.
Okay.
He's number 9.
Yeah. So I mean, the rest of the 6 through 12 guys, those are all captain's picks. So or 7 through 12 guys, those are all captain's picks. But he's got Jim Furyk as a co-captain. He's got I believe Stuart Sink, Kevin Kistner as co-captains, and he said there's one more co-captain coming. I can imagine that
Kevin Kistner's the vibe guy.
Yeah, I love that guy.
He's the clubhouse guy.
I did love that Keegan kind of teased that there was another captain that we didn't know yet, and I would imagine his first name is Eldrick. And he just recently tore his Achilles.
If he can freaking walk,
I don't know. He can ride a cart around in this Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would imagine he's going to be there.
I really like this because I mean, I think everybody loves Keegan. It seems like I very rarely hear anybody talk bad about him, and I trust that his integrity is good enough to where if he doesn't feel like he should be in that top 12, he's not going to put himself there. So if he feels like he's right there, his game's in good form, he's playing better than the other 4 guys that he's going to, or at least 1 or 2 of the other good guys that he's going to pick. I trust that he's not going to throw himself in there just to throw himself in there.
No, and honestly, at this point, especially if he has a good finish to the season, which he's playing this weekend again in Detroit at the Rocket Mortgage, which is the Ricky Fowler Open.
When's Caves Valley? Is that next weekend?
No, that's in August.
No, that's the BMW. That's the week before the Tour Championship. That's the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, how was I thinking? Oh, they're just starting. I'm seeing a lot online where they're starting to set up at Caves Valley. That's probably why.
Yeah. But either way, it's going to be awesome to watch what happens down the stretch. And I'm, like I've said multiple times on this podcast, I'm really worried about this Ryder Cup because I think the European team is fucking loaded. But I want as many dogs on the team as we can get, and Keegan's definitely a dog. And I think, I mean, his history in the Ryder Cup is undeniable. He's a multiple-time major champion. He's obviously in good form. He just won the Travelers, which is a difficult tournament to win. I mean, Rory McIlroy and Scotty Scheffler were in the top 5 on that leaderboard most of the day on Sunday. It's just a tough thing to to do.
Let's go over it. How did Rory play? I didn't watch a ton of Rory this weekend.
I didn't watch a ton of golf this week, so I'm going to lean on Dusty here.
So Rory played really, really well on Sunday, but he was kind of out of it. I think the leader, like Tommy, was at 16 under. Rory going into Sunday was at 7 under, and same thing with Scheffler. But both of them ended up finishing T6. So they ended up shooting. They both ended up having really, really good Sundays and getting themselves back into the mix there for a little bit. But they both finished at 12 under, and the leader finished at 15. So they were, 3 or 4 shots off the lead. Tommy obviously going into the last hole with a little bit of a lead. They both played really well. Scotty had a really, really good week other than Saturday. And kind of the same thing happened with Rory. He just kind of didn't play all that well on Saturday. The weather was really weird.
Was there any news about, did he do interviews this week? Was he being a little bitch still? Was there any news on that front?
I think he was doing more interviews this week, but I don't. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't pay much attention to that stuff now.
Okay, I just wanted to give credit where credit's due if he's coming doing interviews, addressing stuff. But I have not looked a ton into it, so I was kind of gonna.
I
See if
will
you had anything.
I will give credit to somebody, and that's Tommy Fleetwood. Even though he did melt down and had a rough end to this tournament,
He stood up there.
He stood up there. He did his post game presser, and he took it like a man, man. And it's tough. You could see it, and you could see it on like 16, 17, like from like maybe hole 9 to like hole 14. He kind of locked in, and he was hot. He made a lot of birdies, and he was putting the ball close to the hole, and he couldn't buy a few putts. And then once like 16 came around and Keegan and Henley were both within like 1 or 2 shots of the lead, you could see on his face, like every time he hit a putt, he was like, and he was like really worried and nervous. He made a really gutsy 5-footer for par on 17 that like you could see him look at his caddy and just be like, oh my God.
It doesn't make any sense. He's so
Look,
good at the Ryder Cup.
He's so talented, and his thing he does best is ball striking out of the fairway. He's one of the best ball strikers on the tour. He puts his driver straight down the middle, and I'm like, dude, he's got a 9-iron in. He hits pitching wedge. He had a 9-iron in, but he hit pitching wedge. And all he had to do was put it up there 20 feet and 2-putt, and Keegan's got make Keegan hit a really good shot. And then he hits a bad shot, and that opens the door wide open for Keegan. And of course, Keegan's standing over the ball. The whole crowd is just amped for him. He's going to throw a dart, and he puts it to 2 or 3 feet. And it was over. It was just over like that.
I don't understand, because Fleetwood was so dominant in the most recent Ryder Cup, which means he can finish.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why it doesn't translate to a tour event.
It's brutal.
I think we got a great ending here in a sense where like 2 of the most beloved players I would say on tour we're kind of coming down the stretch here. It just sucks that I wish like Keegan would have went out and won it and there wasn't like a meltdown. You know what I mean? That would have been better.
Yeah.
But
or if they would have gone to a playoff, like if Tommy 2-putts and hits and they go to a playoff and then Keegan wins, then you feel like, all right, Tommy, at least he didn't completely collapse.
I just felt like if either one of these dudes won, everybody were winners here.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves both of them. I mean, I love both of them. I shouldn't say everybody, but
but yeah, I mean, it was an awesome leaderboard. Jason Day was in the mix a lot on Sunday too. Russell Henley was in the mix a lot. That guy's he's another one of those guys that just seems to pop up all the time. And Scheffler and Rory, both finished T6. They're both up there on the leaderboard. And they have good weeks. JJ Spawn went crazy on Sunday to get himself back into the top 20. He was +6 on Friday at one point and finished the tournament at like -8. Finished the tournament at -8. He went crazy over the course. Yeah. JJ Spawn, after obviously having a rough Thursday after his US Open win, which is completely understandable is the word I'm looking for.
We're all off kilter today. I mean,
we're definitely all off kilter. Oh man. Anyway, so the top 6 that are clearly in at this point for the Ryder Cup for the American side are Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, JJ Spawn, Russell Henley, Bryson DeChambeau, and Justin Thomas. The next 6 out would be in this order: Colin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, Keegan Bradley, Harris English, Maverick McNeely, and Brian Harmon. Didn't mention Jordan Spieth, Sam Burns, Patrick Cantlay, Cameron Young, Tony Finau, all on the outside looking in at this point.
Right, can I bring something up real quick while we're on the rankings right now?
Yeah, for sure.
I saw something where if like some of the live guys were able to be in the world standings and everything like that, there would be 3 probably in the top 5 between Bryson, Brooks, and somebody. Who am I missing? Another American that is just not going to get the credit for the top 6.
Well, Bryson will be in. Brooks
better be in.
Brooks is going to get consideration, but I could see him not making it. I don't see another American being in there.
I think the name you're searching for, Brooks, was Dustin Johnson. I think that would be
Yeah, but he hasn't played that great though. There was somebody else that was playing really well over there, and I can't. Let me see where I can find that.
Phil's been playing good.
Well, yeah, we all. Phil, I mean, honestly, if you want another captain, Phil could be a decent Well, I don't know. Some of the guys on the team might not like him.
Honestly, I think the relationship between some of the live guys and the PGA Tour is still fine. I think the relationship between Phil and the PGA Tour at this point is really bad, especially with the older guard on the PGA Tour and the older American guys. I don't really think like Phil all that much. And I'd like to see him come back and captain because he deserves it because of the career he's had. But at this point, I don't know if it's gonna.
Yeah,
I was thinking of the European guys of Joachim Neiman and John Rahm would be which aren't Americans, but they would be in the top 5 of world rankings if they were playing. Probably is the thing that I saw.
I think those guys will definitely be on the team. I think Tyrrell Hatton, who's on Live, will definitely be on the Ryder Cup team for
He's
them.
been playing really well the last 2 years. I got to give him credit, even though he's pissed me off here lately. But
anyway, I mean, the first couple guys, obviously, Scheffler and Schauffele, I feel great about. DeChambeau, I feel great about. Morikawa and Thomas, I feel good about. Keegan, I feel good about. But JJ Spawn feels a little like Wyndham Clark a couple years ago.
Yeah,
who, he won the U.S. Open and he just kind of shoehorned in there because of the points. Russell Henley's super steady, but I don't know if he's got like that match play dog in him.
I guess you don't know until he plays in it.
Yeah, for sure. You got to give him an opportunity. And Harris English is just like you can't come in 17th in the Ryder Cup, dude. I love Harris English, but come on. Anyway, that's a lot of golf talk, but we had to get that out of the way because it was a really interesting tournament. The way it shaped out.
And you said what's this weekend?
This weekend is Detroit, the Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Yeah, which
Ricky
is another.
Fowler.
Is that another elevated? I thought it wasn't.
No, this actually the Travelers was the last elevated event. So they play a couple regular ones and then they go to the playoffs. And the playoffs are elevated events, but because the top guys are all playing.
Playoffs.
But and then you have obviously the British Open. The Scottish Open is not an elevated event, but a lot of the guys play in it the week before the British Open just to get ready.
Yeah, that's their tune-up, right?
Yeah, and that's always a really fun tournament to watch too.
Shane Lowry dominates that tournament, doesn't he?
Shane Lowry plays well. Rory has won it twice. Robert McIntyre actually won it last year, and it was his national open. So that was a really cool moment for him and for lefties just in general. But anyway. Let's look and see if we have any other news. I think we're probably good to get into our snake draft for the day.
Hold on, I got 2 things. Okay. One thing I want to throw up here that I just saw when I was scrolling Twitter, which a lot of people called. I know we're back because we're a bunch of idiots. It was my fault. Hand up accountability, my fault.
I mean, he's fixing an air conditioning unit for the first hour of the pod.
25 minutes, whatever I ended the podcast at.
We've watched Brooks's day. Other than him waking up and pooping, we've watched it.
I do kind of got to poop if you want to join. But anyway, so so a lot of people have been very loud and boisterous, and this is very early to start backtracking on at the moment. We talked at the beginning of the show about Trevor Rogers, and everybody's saying this was the worst trade in Orioles history, trading Norby and Stowers and all this different stuff. I just came across this and took a screenshot of it on Twitter. Here's this year's WAR. Let's think about that for a second.
Yeah, Trevor Rogers, by the way, has 3 starts.
Yeah, only 3. And he's almost got a game. Stowers started off insanely hot, obviously, but he's been cold as ice here for a little bit. And has a 0.6. So if you're listening and not watching, Kyle Stowers has a 0.6 B-WAR. Connor Norby has a 0.1 B-WAR, and Trevor Rogers has a 0.9 in 4 starts. He got lit up in 1 start. And I don't want to say that he got lit up in that start against Tampa. He just couldn't find it and got pulled very early. And
he threw 8 pitches in 2 innings.
Yeah, he fucked our entire bullpen for about 3 or 4 days. But I don't want to say he got lit up. But yeah, I just thought this was interesting and wanted to bring this up. And I know a lot of people have been saying like, oh, maybe not the worst trade ever. I'm not going to go that far yet, but it goes back to the point that we were all making. We can't sit here and give this trade a real judgment. You can say what you want in your opinion right away and how it's playing out, but we can't sit here and go back and analyze the trade until probably for another year from now. Like if Trevor Rogers has a couple more good starts and is dog shit again for the next year, then yeah, maybe. But if he rights the ship, I mean, guys throwing 96 miles an hour where he was at making the All-Star team, and just learned this yesterday. He's only a year older than Cade Povich. And you guys know I'm not the biggest Cade Povich fan. I came around on him during spring training when he was lighting it up, and I liked what I was seeing. And I'm like, oh, maybe we got like a little Cole Hamels-esque in him a little bit. He doesn't need to light up the radar gun and have all this nasty stuff, but not the biggest fan of his. And he's kind of proven me right here. I'm still not going to sit here and say that I'm right because, again, don't know yet. But I love where Trevor Rogers is at 96 miles an hour. He averaged like 94 miles an hour, which was pretty damn close to where he was as an all-star at 21 years old. So,
yeah, I mean, if you look at Stowers' numbers at the beginning of the year, obviously he was on
22
the
years
tear.
old.
Stowers was on a complete tear at the beginning of the year. Had 10 home runs in like the first, month of the season. Since then, in the last 30 games he's played, he's got a 219 average and just one home run, and that was in his most recent game against Atlanta. So he had a 29-game streak of 0 homers. Just really struggling at the plate after a really hot start. So once again, this is why you can't judge trades.
That's why we can't be so quick to judge in general.
Yeah.
I mean, we quickly judged Charlie Morton, who has been rock solid for us over the past month or so. Again, we saw how bad it was to start, so it could revert to that. But this past month is what we were expecting, right? Even maybe a little bit better. Everyone, I said at the beginning of this, is jumping off the Eflin train after 2 rocky starts. He was going to be fighting for our ace with Grayson at the beginning of the year from all Orioles fans' opinions. Let's have a little bit of leeway here with these guys and let's judge. I mean, we can sit here and say like, yeah, he's not playing well right now, or so-and-so is playing very well right now. Let's, instead of jumping on a bandwagon, like, let's trade this guy, let's DFA this guy, let's do this and that. Why don't we try to help these guys get into a rhythm and get going and perform the way we thought they were going to perform when we either traded or signed them in the offseason. I know we didn't really give Kyle Gibson a fighting chance, in my opinion, but I didn't think we had another option with him, for lack of a better term. Obviously, he didn't have options, but we didn't really have another option but to DFA him with how bad he was pitching and not giving us innings. So,
and he's the guy we didn't invest much in too. Like invest, you invest a couple prospects in Trevor Rogers. You want to see what you got. You invest $15 million in Charlie Morton. You want to see what you got. We signed Kyle Gibson to a minor league deal or a vet minimum deal at that point in the season. I think it's I think it's all right to try the other guys out, and I mean, he looked pretty rough in his first few starts, so I understand why.
And that was like spring training for him.
Yeah.
We have to remember that. Like, that wasn't like he built up during spring training. He had like 1 or 2 starts down in Aberdeen, and they were like, all right, get up here because we don't got anybody else to start.
Yeah.
Hey, Cloud9 over there, how you doing?
Yeah, he's
I'm in.
He's fading fast. I think it's time for the snake draft.
One more. I got one more thing I got to bring up. I sent this to Ryan the other day after his post about Merritt Athletic Clubs, and you can't put this into a video and not have me do something with it. So I'm gonna bring it up today. He said
always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me.
What?
That made me laugh so bad. He did a bar
Yeah.
class at Merritt, and they did like a whole promo thing for it, and it was really, really well done and everything. But you can't sit there and throw some humping into a bar video like that and not have me cut it up. And I sent it to him. He goes,
God.
I sent it to him, and he literally goes, I'm laughing so hard out loud at the moment, like literally out loud.
He did the horizontal McCringleberry.
Oh my God, dude! I haven't seen that movie. I haven't seen that movie since Scuffy McGee.
Speaking of, Roger McNugg's is getting a lot of love here over the past week.
Oh man,
Where's Roger?
Who?
Dusty, where's Roger?
who's Roger?
McNugg's.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh, the
He's
little
here. This guy,
He's getting a lot of love here.
Roger
might be the-
McNugg's.
He
Did
might
we
be the
decide
new
his name was
mascot.
Roger?
Well, Joe Radke put in there Roger McNugg's during the last
That's
show,
right.
Okay,
and I was
fair
like,
enough.
I like that name.
He looks
I
like
do
a
like that
Roger.
name.
Yeah.
He looks like a Roger. Raji? Raji?
Can we make him Roger with a D though?
Yeah, we want our Nuggets walking around with a huge capitalized D.
Roger with D. All right.
All right,
It
let's go.
is time for the best transition video in the game. It gets me every time.
Never-
I love the music.
It never fails. It never fails. I'll tell you, before we get going in the draft and we give out the topic and everything, I ran into Peter Ennie the other day over the weekend, and he said that he's getting a lot of people talking to him, getting a lot of traction about doing the show at the Dive, and people laughing about our draft picks and all that stuff, and how we were pointing out nostalgic items that were around like the Dive. Like, that guy's got Battleship over there, and there's a Macho Man Randy Savage pen holder.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the one that we tagged them in that they collaborated with us on. It's got like 5,000 views on it almost.
Hell yeah.
4,000 something. It's
Yeah.
killing it.
Love
And
it,
I
dude.
mean, I can't say this enough, and I know we've talked up the Dive here a lot, and it's not just because we did a show there. That was the first time I've met Peter. Obviously Brian knows him. But I mean, that dude was awesome.
Yeah.
I can't say enough nice things about the guy. I mean, he took my son out, and like obviously my wife is there trying to just like corral Banks
Yeah.
while I'm sitting up there drinking beer and talking sports and not helping at all. Like Peter steps in and like puts a Pac-Man at the bar and lets him play with the TV behind the bar and like play Pac-Man on, takes him outside to water plants and help power wash the windows and clean the windows. Like dude's an amazing
Yeah.
stand-up guy. I appreciate the hell out of him.
Yeah.
I'm texting him right now.
Yeah.
I just texted him right now while you're talking about him. So we're talking you up and singing your praises.
Yeah.
But Peter's been great. I mean, I've known him for a couple years now, and he's just awesome. And the Dive is a great spot. And when I saw him that same conversation, same day, he's like, "You guys want to do it again when you come back? When all three of us are back in town?" He's like, "You guys can do it. Like, perfect."
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I mean,
so
not only
happy.
that, I am still reeling over the mirror in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine that was on purpose, but the first time you walk in there and you're taking a piss and you look up at the mirror and you just see full frontal of yourself, he had to sit there and be like, "Oh, this is fucking gold." And then he says, like, "I've been thinking about writing employee of the month on the mirror."
Yeah.
around this."
Yeah.
I was like, that you have to do that.
Oh man.
God, that fits our humor so well.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. So yeah, but the Dive is great. Great food. I mean, I know you guys didn't get a chance to eat there.
Pickle pizza.
Pickle pizza. I know it sounds sacrilegious, but it's actually a decent dish.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good stuff there, man.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Well, without further ado, let's get into our snake draft. Brian, you came up with this week's topic. Do you want to explain it to us?
Yes, it is going to be one named artists. Okay, so for example, oh yeah.
I'm just delirious at this point because I didn't sleep. I mean, I didn't sleep much at all last night.
Does it
So
get cooler in there?
one name artist. Yeah, one name artist. You can't, not a group, not a band, an artist, singular artist. That is
Singular artist. We had a couple of discussions about who was eligible, who was not. We just decided to go with, if you primarily know them as a one-named artist, then we're going to go with them as a one-named artist.
Well, we voted your number one pick off the island.
Did we? I thought we said he was back in.
I'm okay. He's allowed to go back in because if I'm going to use one of mine, then this one's got to go.
You sons of bitches. I'm telling you what. Is there no integrity in this?
Look, when you say Elvis, you think Elvis. You don't think Elvis Presley.
You don't think Elvis Brown?
His name's Elvis Presley. What the fuck are we talking about?
Well, her name's Beyonce Knowles, but nobody calls her Beyonce Knowles. They call her Beyonce.
Okay. Good argument.
Well,
I can't. I have no rebuttals. Hey, anybody watching the show live right now, what do you guys think? Should Elvis Presley be considered a one-name artist, or Beyonce Knowles, or I'm not going to give away any more just in case, but those are the two that just got brought up. Do you think that they should be eligible in the one-named artist draft?
I just like if you refer to them as one name so often, I feel like it should be allowed. I don't know.
Well, we're gonna let somebody comment on this, and then we will.
Joe, spoilers, Joe.
No,
God damn
no,
it, Joe.
no.
What was his real name, by the way? Does anybody know?
The
I was
artist
thinking about that
formerly
the other
known
day.
as-
Ooh.
The artist formerly known as-
Randy votes yes that they should be allowed. So we got 1-0 so far. We'll give you 10 more seconds before we start.
Prince is his first name. His name is Prince Rogers Nelson. Another Rogers.
There's a lot of Rogers going on here.
What? D or no D?
No, that's Lady Gaga. We can't do that.
Fun fact: she used to hang around Lancaster quite a bit. I saw her at the bars in college a couple
You
times.
seen her?
Really?
I seen her. She used to date a guy from Lancaster, and she's from Pennsylvania somewhere, I believe.
I didn't know she's
Could
from
be
PA. That's wild.
Maybe she's New York, but she was dating a guy from Lancaster.
I say,
I saw her at the bar a couple times.
I say we let them in. I say even if
Right.
they have a last
Right.
name, if you refer to them normally as one name, I think we should just let everyone in. Let everyone in.
Okay, cool. Who's got first?
All right,
pick?
So
yeah,
we are
what was the
going-
results?
Brian takes it again. Brian's on a heater right now.
Brian
I
is on a
finally
heater.
broke my streak finally last week for probably about a month plus. But I'd say a month or so. It's been probably 75 to 90% Brian, and then
Mhm.
the rest is Dusty.
Brian, which pick do you want?
I will take the third pick.
Okay. Brooks,
Okay, interesting.
Brooks, was
Mhm.
I last or second?
I was second, and I gotta go first. I just never see. I don't think there's a strategy for going second. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll go first.
I think
Alright.
second pick is the worst pick, but
No.
it's all right. I embraced the 2-hole when I was a baseball player, so let's do it.
You
Whoa,
comment on the
whoa.
Whoa. The
I'm glad
two-hole.
you added it. I'm glad you added as a baseball player at the end. there.
Yeah.
You were getting dangerously close to getting clipped. You might get clipped here this week. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
still might get clipped. How was the shower room?
I embrace the tool.
Roger McNuggs will be conducting my draft for me. All right,
Oh.
Brooks, you get the first pick. Who's the best one-named artist?
The best one named artist. I don't know. This is so hard to have a number one overall pick because I think there's a few. I don't think there's an overwhelming one, in my opinion. That's just me. But give me Eminem.
Damn, I was probably going there if you didn't pick him.
Go.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer. Damn,
Am or
Am.
Marshall Mathers.
Marshall Mathers.
Me.
That's multiple words. I can't do that.
Or B Rabbit.
Or be
Or just Rabbit.
Start yelling Lotto, I don't fit you. All right. Let's go with Elvis as the number 2 pick. He's controversial as shit on this list. And I might write Elvis Presley on the graphic just to fuck with people.
All right, I got
I think I've
two.
learned a lot about Elvis over the past couple months, and I don't know. I think he's more of a appreciate the art, not the artist person. At this point.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But
Yeah.
it's,
I didn't know. I didn't
it's
know
hard
this.
to argue
I didn't know
against
this
that.
until the last couple months.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that Elvis did that's not great, especially towards his later years. But also he ripped off a ton of musicians in his younger years. Anyway, Brian,
That's
you
the
get
least
going
of my
around.
worries.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go with the two heavy hitters left on the board. I'm going to go Prince,
Yeah.
and then I got to go Madonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping Madonna would get back to me on the wraparound there, but it didn't. Prince and Madonna, really good start with the wraparound there. I am going to go with Tupac after Elvis. And I know his last name is Shakur, but nobody says Tupac Shakur. They
No,
say Tupac.
but I'm that. Oh, God damn it.
Yeah, I put you in a world of hurt there.
That was literally my next pick. Oh,
Brooks was going rap heavy at the beginning of his list.
I know.
You still can. There's a
I
lot.
mean,
There's a lot
I
left.
know. There are some controversial ones that are in there as well.
Mhm.
I'm going to pick this one. This is probably not the right pick. I could probably get this in the 5th round if I had to guess. You know what? No, I'm not going to wait that long. Give me Adele. I'm gonna wait on that other one. Give me
Okay.
Adele
Well, you get 2 in a row.
You're 2 in a row, man.
and give me Beyonce. Those are the
Okay.
2 heavy hitters I think left.
Queen Bee. Yeah, I was gonna go Beyonce if you didn't take her. Now I gotta make some decisions here. Okay, so there's like funny routes I
you
can
guys
take.
do you guys see Laura's comment?
What do you mean?
I think that's okay as well.
You think this is okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Well, I guess I'll take it because I want the heavy hitter tag team of Tupac and Biggie. Also,
yeah,
known as
I think you're right.
The Notorious Big. And
Well,
I've offset my Elvis pick with the 2 heavy hitters, I think. So
Yeah, I like where your
That's-
draft's at right now.
That's Shaq and Kobe right there, man. Holy hell.
Yeah.
All right. Brian, you get 2 in a row here. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Usher.
Usher's on the list.
Kershaw.
Sure.
For sure. And
Favorite
then,
Usher song. Favorite Usher song. Just say it.
his original one, My Way.
Confessions Part 2. Not Part 1.
That's not him. That's not
Yeah.
him.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is. It is.
No, it's
Usher
not.
is 100% Confessions Part 2. Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes.
2004.
Well, I thought it was Robert Kelly.
Oh no, that's Ignition. That's the remix.
No, that's
Ignition. Yeah. That's my fault. That's my fault.
Laura says yes, it is. All right, Brian, you get another one here. You got
Yeah. But then I'm going to go with Aaliyah.
Ooh, I thought you were gonna go with a different female.
Mm-mm.
I don't even know how to spell. It's 2 A's, right?
I have no idea.
And then there's
It
a Y
is
in it.
AALIYAH.
Wow,
Wow,
I
that's
can't
tough.
believe I just got that on first try. That was awesome. All right,
She
I
is
get
so
another
good.
one here, and there's once again a ton of different ways I can go. But I'm gonna take an icon from my childhood and one of the cover guys of Guitar Hero 3. Give me Slash of Guns N' Roses.
Wow, did not see that coming.
Yeah, out of
Did
right
not
field.
see that coming.
Right field.
It's out of somewhere.
Yeah. All right, Brooks, you get two in a row to finish your draft here, dude.
No, there's a lot of good ones left here, but I think I got to take one just for Drew Burton. I don't think this person would get picked anyway. Give me Key $sign Ha.
Kesha?
Kesha.
Oh my God.
I think that one's for Drew. That's my Drew Burton pick right there.
Kesha with a money sign. I love it. Kesha would not have been picked.
Yeah. We Drew came up with that nickname probably when we were in high school, where he said Key $sign Ha, and I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, Kesha, and I'm like, no, he actually thought it was Key $sign Ha, and I'm like, are you talking about Kesha?
Oh my God. That's such a Drew thing.
But yeah, I that was one of my. We've had a lot of funny things about Kesha over the years that I had to take that in memory of Drew Burton. And my last one is going to be Drake.
Okay. I think he lasted way too long on the board. I was probably
Yeah.
going to take him just out of.
There was another funny one that I wanted to take, but
There's a couple really funny ones that I want to take. There's also the fact that I haven't taken a lady on the list yet. That I kind of want to I want to take a lady just in case. So
hey, Randy, shut up.
I got two ways I can go with this for the ladies, and I don't know which one I want to take.
Who would Roger McNuggets take?
One of them is from Barbados, and one of them is not.
Okay.
Give me Rihanna. I'm taking her. Give me Rihanna. She is from Barbados. Look it up.
Actually, I thought you were talking about somebody else.
No.
That's a one name artist. That starts with a P. Has to do with a dog.
Poodle?
Pitbull.
Oh,
Pitbull.
no. Mr. Worldwide?
All right.
I don't think Brian's taking him, so I was
No.
okay with saying that.
Mr. Worldwide. I saw him and I was like, no, I hate Pitbull. I don't like him at all.
Any man that wears weight gloves while singing a song.
The man made a ton of money just getting in there on a couple great songs.
I mean, the king of pop wore some white gloves when he was doing this thing too. So anyway,
yeah, him and Elvis.
Look, I play this radio station almost every day at work just because it's awesome.
Oh shit!
And also, it led to one of the better. This name led to one of the better laughs I've had in my life. I was brushing my teeth, and my ex-girlfriend came in and goes randomly out of nowhere, "Hey, whatever happened to Akon?" And I just,
yeah.
I just,
Akon
and Young Jeezy.
Akon was on my list, man. He was on my list. Akon and Young Jeezy.
I'm like, whatever happened to Akon? What?
Guys, we really left some heavy hitters on the board.
I got a question. I wasn't sure if this one was going to be legal or not. Would 50 be legal?
No, it's 50 Cent.
I mean, it's 50 Cent, but most people call him 50. Oh, this is a fun one.
Cisco. Oh,
that's why I have him on my list.
That's a fun one.
That is a good one. Yeah, we stayed away from Diddy. Yeah.
Don't even bring that up. Get that off there.
Yeah, we don't.
That's gonna get us. That's gonna get. Actually, that might make us go viral. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
Man,
I got a couple honorable mentions.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go. I'll give out three. I have Shakira.
Got her.
Yep.
Lizzo.
Forgot.
Yeah, I forgot about her.
And then
I don't like her.
One of my favorite rappers when I was in high school, Fabulous.
Wow. I thought you were gonna say Nas. But you didn't.
I left Nas off my list, which is ridiculous.
I mean, you got to go with the Maryland legend.
He's like one of the best rappers ever, and we just nobody even thought about
it. This just jogged my memory after you just said that, Brian. We left a Maryland legend off of this list.
Jimmy Charles?
Genuine.
Oh man!
My
pony.
Riding. I mean, he's a one-hit wonder, but that song is awesome.
No, he had in those jeans.
I don't know if this counts because of the hyphen. I'm not sure if that counts. We'd have to have a discussion about that.
That would be have to get to a jury trial.
I would say my next three that are on the board are nobody said Cher.
Yeah.
Or Seal.
Yeah.
Pink.
Pink was
Nelly,
on my list.
Nelly.
God damn it.
And Ludacris.
That was the first person. I thought that Nelly was the first person when Brian typed this into the chat. The first person that came to mind was Nelly.
And
I cannot believe I
forgot about him. Yeah.
I need to start writing shit down when I think of it.
Damn it.
Damn it.
Brooks, you got any of them? I got a couple more, but
I got a couple more too.
Yeah, Luda was a good one too. Afrojack.
Afrojack. What about Afro Man?
Afro Man.
Avicii. Afro Man too. Avicii.
Avicii.
R.I.P. Avicii. What's his name? Ted. Yeah, there's a documentary on him. I can't remember. Where was it? Brandy and Bono,
Mm-hmm.
Bono.
Roger McNuggets.
Bono.
Did I say Bono?
Yeah.
Bono.
Yeah.
Christ, are we all
Also-
high right now?
What
Nobody
the hell?
said it. I thought somebody was going to say Ashanti too. Nobody said Ashanti.
Johnny,
Ooh, dude,
I have mystical
I don't know
That
what
was a good
that
one.
is.
mace.
you know Mystical.
Yeah, you do.
Mace.
Two
Exhibit.
more rapper. I feel like there's
Oh,
rapper
Exhibit.
one.
Exhibit.
Yeah, one name rappers are big. I got two
Yeah.
more that are gonna bring you back to your childhood / college days.
What do we got?
Thingy
Chingy.
Chingy.
Oh man.
and Chameleonaire.
Oh my
Ooh,
God.
wow.
Juvenile. What a call, Laura.
Juvenile.
Juvenile.
Yeah, Juvenile's a good one too. Yeah.
Okay, I also had Shaggy.
Yup.
I had
Damn.
Fergie. Nobody said Fergie.
Oh, that's a great one.
And then I had Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers on here too. He's
Did
one-
he have
that's
his
one of my favorite
own?
bands.
Did he have his own album?
Who's
Flea.
that?
Flea.
No, but he's a musician.
Yeah, if we're gonna go Easy E, I feel like Jay-Z would have been in the conversation as well.
Yeah.
What about
I had,
Everlast? That was one guy.
Who?
Everlast.
Everlast?
Saying
Oh,
what
I
it
didn't know
was
that.
like.
I didn't know. That was
I
one
had Timberland.
Oh, Joe brought up Mace. That was a good one too from our
Mace,
childhood.
yeah, Mace,
Timberland.
Timberland, and then the female she had a couple really good songs. Lord.
Oh yeah. Fucking
Yeah.
Awesome. I love Lord.
Yeah. Damn, dude.
Yeah, we missed a
Redman.
lot. Sting from the Police.
Sting, Redman.
Oh, big one. I think is gonna piss us off. I just came across Santana.
Ooh. Carlos Santana.
Yeah.
I mean the fucking guitar hero, the
Wizard.
actual guitar hero.
The guitar hero. Yeah.
I think there's literally people think the two best guitar players of all time are Santana and Slash, right?
No, I would.
I feel
would
like
say
that's a
they're-
pretty
they're
big
up there
debate.
for sure. No, I
And,
would say they're up there, but I mean, you have to put in Clapton, you have to put in
Well,
Eddie Van
honestly,
Halen.
A lot of people put John Mayer into this argument now as well.
As of right now, yeah, Jimi Hendrix has to be mentioned there
Jimi
too.
Hendrix,
I mean, he's fucking amazing. But there's
So I see a lot of big name people say that they think Santana was probably one of the most talented, if not the most talented, one of the most.
honestly, if I would have taken Nelly at number 1 over Elvis, I think my team would be better. But anyway, these are the teams we ended up with. Brooks gets Eminem, Adele, Beyonce, Kesha, and Drake. I got Elvis, Tupac, Biggie, Slash, and Rihanna. Brian got Prince, Madonna, Usher, Aaliyah, and Akon minus Young Jeezy.
Trying to take it easy.
That is our list. I
What,
think we named a lot of people that I would probably take over the some people on my team. But
as
how it
we
always
do
works
every
time.
week.
I look at the honorable mentions and I'm like, fuck. I could have had so much better. Dusty, did you get that shift spot for tomorrow? No, unfortunately, Joe. I'm gonna have to work. So I will not be able to go see Ballyhoo at Secrets tomorrow night. Unfortunate, but you gotta work, man. There's nothing we can do about that. We'll have more opportunities at some point. I've seen Ballyhoo before. Actually, the first time I saw him was at Looney's in College Park, which is funny that they played at Looney's in College Park. But yeah. Also saw Dale and the Z-Dubs there.
Yeah. My buddy Drew is their marketing manager.
Yeah, and I told you, Joe, if you end up going to the Little Rock concert, let us know because I think Drew would absolutely be happy to help out one of our fans of our show to go.
Yeah, if you end up going, Joe, let us know. I'll text Drew and he'll put you on a list. I assume that list allows you to get in for free.
Not
you're trying to mooch anything, but he puts you on this list going in.
No, but he offered it to me when he was here in Indy. I either wasn't here or I was leaving like the next day, so I was like, I can't go. But yeah, he was small venue. I'm assuming Little Rock probably is a small. I mean, Ballyhoo's kind of a smaller venue kind of band, so he usually doesn't have any trouble getting guys in that he wants there.
Yeah.
Just depends. But there was something else I wanted to bring up. God damn it!
Well, if you think about it,
Hold on,
say
I'm
it.
trying to find it.
We have another
Find it.
show on Thursday, so if you think about it,
Yeah.
we'll have plenty of time to talk about it. Charlie Morton pitching tonight for the O's. Well, hopefully we can keep the winning train rolling.
See if they announced. Did they announce Texas the starter yet? I know they didn't as of last night. Lats. I don't know who that is. Want to know with a 3.26.
Hopefully,
Is this an opener?
I don't know. He's only got 30
30
innings
innings.
pitched on the year.
Yeah.
It's possible. He's a left-handed pitcher.
Game started. Yeah, he's got 3 games start. One game started in the last 30 days. So
They do have starting pitchers Nate Evaldi and Tyler Molly both on the IL right now, so it would make sense if they would have an opener or some kind of
This
guy
is
that's
a
not
sick Mario Orioles logo, by the way.
that is sweet.
oh yes,
Mario,
it is.
another one-name artist, Mario. Let me love you.
Yeah. And they even have one for little kids.
Bow Wow.
He's got Lil and Bow Wow's 2 words.
Is it? No.
Yeah.
Rakim. Nobody said that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, that is our Tuesday edition of Gary Williams Stole My Alarm Furniture. It was a 2-parter today, not on purpose, but we did it. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for coming back to find us after we accidentally ended the stream the first time. And by we, I mean Jason Johnson over here. Once again, go check out our socials. Go check out the YouTube page. You can watch the old shows, watch a bunch of the clips of us being stupid. Go check out the dive in Baltimore. Go be great. Stay hydrated in this heat. It's nasty out.
Yeah. It's rough. It ain't fun. Neither is sleeping in it.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine. I mean,
what do you guys got planned today? You guys working today?
I got work tonight.
I hope Brian's not, Christ.
No. I'm closing this laptop. I'm gonna go lay in my bed and just watch TV because
Hey Brian, you want to know why you've been feeling lazy lately and have no energy?
Yeah,
I think you've been accidentally eating out of the wrong snack bag.
It's sitting right there. There's 3 of them. I had 2.
Brian's gonna spend the rest of his afternoon watching cartoons.
Depends on.
Yeah. Anyway. You guys have a great night, and everyone go be great today. Have a great Tuesday.
Hey, we love the hell out of you guys. We appreciate the hell out of you guys.
We appreciate the hell out of you.
Let's fucking go O's. How about
also
it?
shout out to Vicky Rothschild who broke her freaking toe.
Yeah, that's it. I need to get the full story on this.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a That's a Shame segment about that.
All right.
But anyway, we're gonna finish up the stream on purpose this time. See you guys.
See you guys.